Alright everybody, this is Clown's Paranormal Van Life. Gonna do an episode here on Windigo. Now earlier I was trying to do a live stream and hotspot wasn't doing too hot there, shall we say. I'm sorry, it lagged out. I'm gonna have to quit trying to do live streams for a while. Just not getting enough internet. My apologies to everyone. Hope you forgive me for that. But now we're gonna go on and cover the Windigo. Like I said it would. So the legend of the Windigo begins something like this. Eat your snacks, popcorn, whatever else, and let's begin. The Windigo, which is also known as Windigo, is a mythical evil spirit or man-eating monster, native of the Atlantic coast. In the northern forest, mythical creatures are mostly found in the Algonquin folklore of both Canada and the United States. The characteristics of the Windigo is such that they may appear as human, but this human has been possessed by the entity, therefore becoming monstrous. After being possessed, the vessel exhibiting despicable behaviors like insatiable greed, had the need to commit murder, and such communities where greed is common are often said to be experiencing a Windigo psychosis manifestation. Facts about the Windigo legend and its dark history. Human possession. From the earliest era of the Windigo myth, it's been established that humans can very much be possessed by the demonic entity, which sometimes simply transform into human beings to carry out their destructive activities. In some cases, the Windigo spirit may possess a person who has had a cause to enter into cannibalism, probably as a result of survival during a harsh winter season. In other conditions, the spirit may possess a person nursing greed in their hearts. This then causes the individual to behave like bloodthirsty zombies with a mindless desire to devour human flesh. Supernatural abilities. The entity has some scary and intimidating abilities for its animal-like nature. It is unnaturally large, strong, and fast, with enduring sharp senses. The spirit is a hunter and predator, immune to the deadliest of climates. It has the ability to mimic human voices, of which its unsuspecting victims are familiar with, just enough to lure them to lonely places where it would either devour or possess them. It also has the uncanny ability to heal. Number 3, a beast form. Apart from possessing or taking form of a human, the Windigo can appear in form of a gory-looking beast, which usually with the head of a stag, eyes sunken in, skin stretched incredibly tight over its bones, and a stench that reeks of corruption and death. It is also a strikingly tall creature that seems to be fragile, haggard, or falling apart from decomposition. Don't let that fool you. According to the legend, the entity is a bloodthirsty beast with an endless craving for human flesh. The older, the more formidable. In accordance with the tales told, the Windigo creature is as destructive and as powerful as its age. In other words, the older the spirit possession, the stronger the entity. If the creature walks the earth for a very long time, it may develop the ability to control and manipulate the weather by way of calling upon pitch darkness before sunset. It may also gain a sort of alpha control over predators in the forest in order to command them to attack a chosen victim on a whim. Everlasting hunger. And why more so, its hunger for more flesh increases with every kill. As such, it never gets satisfied and always seeks to devour more flesh as much as possible. Then there was the Cree chief. In 1907, a famed healer and witch doctor and Ojibwe Cree chief, Jack Fiddler, was arrested alongside his brother Joseph for the murder of 14 people. When into custody of the Canadian police, Jack explained that he had to kill the people because they were about to be transformed into the Windigo creature. He later committed suicide just before his trial date. On the other hand, his brother got a life sentence but mysteriously died in prison after spending 3 days when his sentence began. Sadly, he's being considered for a pardon since he was charged as an accomplice to this crime. Not exactly the perpetrator, he never got the chance to be made free. On that note, from what I've gathered, is Jack Fiddler was being requested in some cases by family members that was losing the battle against the Wendigo, and when it was asked by family members to kill them before they made the transformation over into the Wendigo. And on an interesting side note on it, was Jack Fiddler was hitting up 80 or so years old while he was in prison in the Canadian prison system. And somehow or another, they never did figure out how the man managed to walk out the front door of the prison, wasn't challenged by guards or no one, and went back into the woods to where he was comfortable and hung himself. He was out and could have made a clean break of it and run. But the question is always on my mind is, how did he manage to walk out in the daytime and escape prison? I don't think he ever did figure that one out. Supposedly, they can only be killed by silver weapons. The heart has to be cut out. The body has to be dismembered, buried in different locations. The heart has to be burned. They're vulnerable to, some say, to iron and silver. I'd hate to have to put them theories to the test, though. But the Indians had done rituals and rites to keep the spirit away. When faced with famine or harsh winter conditions, the Cree tribes, the Ojibwe and Eskimo people, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, would perform a ceremonial dance and offer oblations which they believed would help curtail the threats of an attack, especially on the minds of the people. These rites were normally done in the northern Minnesota at Lake Windigo. That's a very interesting lore. I'm thinking about doing a story on Jack Fiddler, but according to the tales, Wendigo is right at home in the trees, can travel through the treetops faster than what a grown man can travel on foot. So pretty much if they get on your case, you're gonna have trouble trying to get away from them. But they start out as a normal person, get possessed, and over a period of time, the evil spirit, or the Wendigo spirit, if you will, transforms their bodies. And they end up with unnatural strength, an uncanny healing factor, uncanny speed, heightened senses. Pretty much something out of a horror movie. With that, I hope you've enjoyed the content there we've turned out today. As always, striving to put the best content out there that I can. Hope you hit the like button if you share it out. If you haven't subscribed, smash that bell, join the posse. And I hope y'all have a great day. And see you in a few.